Alright, so I figured I'd do a quick video on American racing headers on a 2008 Shelby GT500. American racing headers 2 3/4 by 3 inch. Let me get a flashlight. Now it's a really tight fit. Really tight fit. I'm going to suggest a few things. On the driver's side, remove this whole intake system. You're going to have to move this little plastic evap solenoid or diaphragm, whatever you want to call it. You're going to have to pull your oil dipstick out. I'm going to go ahead and raise the car up, show you guys underneath. Okay, we're underneath the car now. It's the American Racing headers with H-pipe, 2 3/4 by 3 inch. So I found it easiest to remove the starter motor. Sorry, let me go turn the compressor off. Alright, we're back. So I found it easiest to remove the starter motor on the passenger side for more clearance. You could literally let it hang right down here. Then remove the motor mount bracket, just the bracket itself. I use a screw jack and I raise the motor up. Obviously you got to pull the motor mount nut off from the top over there. Pull all the bolts off from the top before you put it up in the air. All the top manifold bolts from the factory manifolds, everything get done on top first before you raise it up. Because once you have it up in the air, you're going to have to use a screw jack. And I put a screw jack right here on the crank pulley. I felt like it was the best spot. And that's where I raised the motor up. I removed the oil filter from this side. And the steering shaft I popped out of place to get more clearance. And I also removed the engine mount bracket on this driver's side. The driver's side is the toughest side to get back in once you're putting the new headers in, because the clearance, you have absolutely no room to do anything. I've seen a bunch of videos, but nobody shows you what you need to do or things that might make your life and your job easier along the way. So your driver's side manifold, get every single bolt on the bottom first before you put your manifold on. That's the easiest way to do it. Then the hardest one to get on the driver's side manifold is going to be the top. To get it started, I found it easiest to come from the wheel well. And if you could see it, it's right there from the wheel well area. So I got a swivel, 1/4 inch swivel with a 1/4 inch long extension with a 10mm socket, and I was able to get it started. Just be careful you don't cross thread it. Now, as far as the passenger side goes, I found it easiest to get the two top ones furthest towards the front of the engine, put those in first, and then on the rear, start the bottom last one towards the rear before you put your header up in there. That makes it easier because you cannot get to those bolts. It's really hard to get to those bolts with everything in the way. So you have no access to anything. So just make sure you do it in those steps, and it'll save you a lot of time. As far as the O2 sensor extensions go, what I did was, it's got little ears, little keyways. Well, the factory O2 didn't work with the plug harness that American Racing headers sent. So what I did was, I took a little grinder and I shaved down those little keyways, those little ears on the O2 sensor plug on the green part, and I made it smooth all the way around, so it's got no keyways or anything, and it worked out perfect. Hopefully this video helps everybody.